Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. 2nd down at 5. Cousins gives way to Cook, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. Again, it's Cook. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. Would be a long field goal try from here as they try to hustle to the line. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's taken down inside the 30. And now they're going to get the timeout. A huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to win. Tension building. Here's Greg Joseph. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Tension building. Here's Greg Joseph. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And he missed it. It's no good. And still nothing on the scoreboard. It remains a scoreless tie. Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only 1 period is played. We can call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And they will get the conversion on 3rd down, but the clock, a more pressing factor. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Cook. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Whistles come in and a timeout. Just 8 seconds left in OT. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. And they're going with some extra beef up front. They've got to have this one in overtime. It's 3rd and 1. Again, this is Cook. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now a run with Cook. 76 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you, and until they do, keep going back to that well you just...
Cook stripped, the ball's in. And the Texans scoop it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. And play will be stopped here with 10 seconds remaining in overtime as they've called a timeout. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Johnson. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Now we're going to get a timeout with 5 seconds left here in overtime. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. One overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. First down carry here for Johnson. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. Second down coming up.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making it just a little bit extra.
On second down, Johnson. This is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs. It gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on 4th down.